My name is Victoria Bond, psychic medium, a spiritual empowerment coach, and I'm spontaneously doing a live card pull here on YouTube. So we're going to be doing a bit of a collective card today, a card pull. I have got the Beyond Lemuria deck, the magical messages from fairies, and the healing waters from Rebecca Campbell. So hello, it's so good to be here. How are you going? How is your June going? We're in June 2024 right now. And what I like to do is I like to tap into what is happening energetically, what is happening. So I'd love to know how you are, what is going on for you. How has the first 6 months of your year been? And let's look into what the second 6 months of the year has in store. So in the last couple of years, I've done a little bit of a forecast, a bit of a what's to come in this year ahead forecast. And I really felt the energy coming into 2004. 2024, not 2004, like where are we at right now? I would have been like 21 or something. Coming into 2024, the energy of individualization. If you're jumping on, hello, aloha. So individualization coming into 2024, and then the second half of the year is very much about coming into community. There's a real sense of community and tribe in the second half of 2024. So like I said, I've got some cards here today. I'm going to do a collective card pull. These are my favorite at the moment. I have an extraterrestrial guide. Her name is Joy. I know that's kind of crazy, but her message is Joy, and she has literally come through and spoken to me this year. And a picture within here, because these are channeled obviously, there's a picture in here which is exactly what she looks like. So I'm going to be totally messaging the illustrator of this and saying, hey, you've got my guide in there. How cool is that? So I'd love to know how you are. How are you feeling? If you can share this live, I don't know if you can, but if you can, please go ahead and share it. I am so excited. Hello, Carly, Gayleen, Dr. Coriana. How do you say that? Hi, I can see some of you watching me. I'm so excited because, you know, there's been a crazy 6 months. How's your 6 months been? My 6 months has been like this. We've moved house, like we found our dream house, like randomly. Friendships have changed. My business has changed. My mission has changed. My feelings, Katrina, hello. And hello, yeah, everybody. Moni. So everything is changing. I don't know if you can feel it, but it's going to continue to keep changing. 2027, at the end of February, there has been said to be something really big happening. Now, I don't think it's like the end of the world. I don't think there's going to be anything massively happening, like as in that we can see, but we can already see those shifts and those changes happening now. And in 2024, at the end of February, we're going to notice that everything that we've been through the last few years has kind of compounded, and it's created something for us, for our benefit going forward. And I've got a funny feeling it's got to do with our intuition and our emotional mastery and being guided by our hearts and not our heads so much. So we're going to see a distinction, like a distinctive difference between people. The people that are using their brains, people that are using their hearts, the people that are choosing 3D over 4D. And there's no wrongness in what dimension you're choosing. Potential for power. There's no judgment in what you're choosing, and we must not judge. If we're like, we want to be 5D and we want to be multidimensional, you are not to judge the people that are desiring to be human, okay? Getting more money, yeah. Being more open and having more fun. Yeah, what are we wanting to bring through for the rest of 2024? For me, I've been really inward. I've been really in the processes of my own integration. I've been like integrating the last few years of my mediumship, of the light language, of the channeling, of the multidimensional, literally traveling and really sitting and letting it land. And I like my cacao, I like my blue lotus, I have my medicines. I haven't drunk any alcohol for over a year and a half. Not that I was a big drinker, but I have been in the past. And I know that there is a lot of alcoholism in my family, so addictions have to go, and they have to go. If we want to be clean vessels, we need to actually pick up on our own shit. We have to actually look at ourselves and go, hey, what do you need to clean up? What is a radical responsibility that you need to take without beating yourself up? Okay, so let's pull a card for the collective here, see what we have in store. I think there's going to be some, like, there we go, we've got some flying cards here. I'm just going to put them back in because a few fell out. There is going to be some crazy stuff we see in the skies. Okay, have you been seeing anything in the sky? Now, Luke and I, we have an ocean and a sky view, which is beautiful, and there's no lights, so it's pretty bright. We were watching traveling stars, apparently they're called, and these stars, we saw about 100 stars. So there was this lightning storm over the ocean. It would lighten up, the stars would bright up, literally the stars were glowing, and then they would dull down, and then they would start moving. They were all moving to like this one cluster and then disappearing. I don't know. I'm still not convinced that it was a scientific thing. I'm still thinking it might be like extraterrestrials. What do you know about extraterrestrials? Natural high is the highest, 1,000%. Like, I realized that I went to a cacao ceremony and then I had a drink like a day out later, and I was like, I'm never touching alcohol again, because the cacao opens my heart. It's totally natural, and it is a natural high. Yeah. Okay. So the card that I pulled for you, for all of you watching here and all of you watching on the replay, goodbye to the old, hello to the new. You've finished one part of your life, and now a new and even better part is beginning. What did I say? The first part of the year is all individual expression. Who am I? Seeding yourself, cleaning up things, navigating the friendships and the business and the relationships, the self, like radical honesty, cleaning up. Always water your plants inside your house. Who are the most important people to you? You usually are a combination of the closest 4 or 5 people in your world. So really allowing yourself to nurture, but not only nurture, it's really about cleaning up I say trimming the fat. Does anyone else say that? What does trimming the fat mean, right? Trimming the fat means, where are my distractions? So what is distracting me? I know television has been distracting me. Now, I'm all for a good old Netflix series, right? But it was to the point I was like, oh, I just need to zone out and just watch a couple of episodes. And now I'm like, no, I'm desiring to be more conscious, and I'm desiring to be more tribal and connected, because I've done so much deep work in the last 6 months. So maybe you've done a lot of work in the last 6 months, consciously or even subconsciously. Okay, so goodbye to the old, hello to the new. Now, when we show up to community, so community memberships and all that type of thing, that's why I have my membership, because I literally did not have a tribe or a community when I first woke up. I had the Catholic Church. I'm sure I could have gone there, but I didn't have anything or anyone. So what I did was I created it. So it's really important for us to be in our integrity, for us to be in our, someone said integrity here, so that just triggered me, to be in our integrity, our authenticity, to be in ourself, to be seated, to be grounded, to be in our power. Now, what I say is your greatest protection when it comes to mediumship is to be in your power. So, green, heart-centered. I'm actually really tempted after this to go for a walk into the forest, because talking to the fairies and talking to the elves and talking to the tree collectives and all of the elementals. Do you guys do that? It's such a subtlety, but often, when we're going into the woods and when we're coming into the elements, the water and the air, we've got the earth and we've got the fire, when we're actually in the essence of all of that, and we're really tapping into the dragon energy and the even the little troll and the owls and the fairies and the trees, we're really enriching ourselves and healing our souls. And that is this kind of individualization that we do when we are in spaces like that. And then we bring it to our tribes, which is our other human beings. So we're going to be very more tribal, a lot more tribal going forward into this year, but also going forward closer to 2027. The separation that's been created is actually going to backlash, because there's people at play, systems at play that have been wanting to create separation. This has been forever and ever. We see this with religion. We see this with in spirituality. We see this with so many different things. We see this absolute separation, and we're coming, it's made us closer, because when we are united, the collective becomes stronger, and we win, right? Because we're like, the more people that are coming into tribe, that are coming into acceptance of each other, that are coming into a space of love, leading with integrity and authenticity and uniqueness and genius, rather than trying to be something that they're not, or trying to be someone else, or trying to follow the rules and regulations to be, pat on the head, well done. The more we come into ourselves in this expression, and we don't care about judgment of other people, and we don't judge ourselves, and we don't judge others, the more we are going to raise our vibration as human beings. Okay, speak very fast when I channel. So that's the first one, out with the old, in with the new. How is that feeling for you? I don't think I've ever done a reading on YouTube. We have got some exciting YouTube videos coming. We have got, I won't actually tell you what it is. We've got 2 in the works. They're being edited right now by my team. And we've got some really cool ideas coming. So make sure that you share the YouTube with somebody else. Share your favorite, your favorite video or whatever. We want to get as many people subscribed as possible, because the more the merrier, the more I can show up, the more I can create from a space of, this isn't, gotta breathe, gotta take a breath. My spirit's so much faster than my human. Keep commenting. I love the comments. They keep flashing up and in. This card, so by the way, the deck that I'm using is the fairy cards. These are my very first deck of cards, and I love them. I even went out and bought my best friend a deck, because I was like, these are the best cards in the world, because I don't know how much magic was in oracle cards. And in Magnificent Mediumship, my certification, it's about week 6 we start getting into oracle cards. The rest of it is about what's the word? That's not even a word, but it's about self-exploration. That's the word I was looking for. And releasing the shadows, but also releasing the fear, and stepping into our power and our purpose and our unique genius, and learning what energy is. My first cards as well. Wow! So cool. Okay. This card is for you guys. Be yourself. Okay, it works very well with this letting go of the old and coming into the new. Who are you? And I just did this Facebook Live with a friend. It was an Instagram Live, actually, and you guys are not going to believe this. We did it. It was my first Instagram Live with somebody. And after a few minutes, it cut out. So I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool. So we did it again. We were channeling for 1 hour, and then my friend's phone died. And now the live has completely gone. So I was like, I need to come on here. But some of the things I was talking about was, what happens when you're going through an awakening? Another awakening, right? It may not be your first awakening. So we have so many awakenings. We are constantly ascending. We are constantly transcending beyond the mind. We don't need to wait until we die till we ascend. Like, we get to choose now. It's just the expression, the higher or the lower expression that you're choosing. And the lady I was talking to, Shannon, she said to me, what would you say to somebody who was going through an awakening? And I said, well, the first thing you got to do is write down, what do I know to be true? What do you know without a doubt that you actually believe in? And the first thing I wrote down was Jesus. Because for those that don't know me, I was brought up Catholic and I went through a huge awakening at 33 years old. I'm now 41 this year. And I literally wrote down, what do I know? And I wrote down Jesus. And then I went, fuck. And I crossed it off. I was like, how do I know that Jesus exists? Like, I was told that. Now, being how I am and being a channel and being a Reiki master and whatnot, I've definitely experienced Christ consciousness more than once. So in my programs, I channel through Christ consciousness. I take people to the dimension of Christ consciousness. And so now I know it's true, but not in the way that I used to perceive it as a religious person. There was no fear. It's more like Christ consciousness is a whole collective, and Jesus can come through and channel through and all these different things. But first thing you need to ask is, what do I know to be true that I literally haven't been told? And you have to cross off everything if someone had told you that. The second thing is, what are you choosing? Are you going to choose to be a conscious creator in this world? Are you going to choose? You're going to jump off the cliff, right? Are you going to jump and fly, or are you going to jump and just be like, oh, Jaycee is my best friend. It's so beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. So am I going to jump off the cliff, and am I going to jump into society and just fit in and die a little bit? Am I going to die a little bit because I need to fit in, and fitting in and security means more to me, which is totally cool if you're down for that, but you are going to kill off a little bit of your spirit because you're not being completely yourself. Or am I going to jump and fly? And that was a question I had to ask myself. Do I jump straight into trying to be human, which I wasn't that great at? I found being a mom and a housewife and working, having like a part-time salon, which I loved, my job, I found it really hard. Really, what I do now is so much easier. It's like being an entrepreneur and being me is so much easier. It's like a million bricks have been taken off. So that's the question you need to ask. First thing is what do I believe that no one's told me? The second thing is, am I ready to jump? Am I going to choose to be conscious or not? That is the actual question. And I got a yes. So I said to my husband, I'm going on a journey. I didn't even know what the word consciousness meant. I said, I'm going to go on a journey and I don't know where I'm going, but right now I know nothing and I have to explore this. And it's like a spiritual journey. And, he wasn't Catholic. I was. So he was like, sweet as, well, I've never believed anything you believe in so far. Like, your beliefs are your beliefs, and that's totally cool. So I was like, okay. So that's what happened at 33. I woke up and I decided to go on this journey of exploration of myself, and I had no idea who the heck I was or where I was going. I just knew the body was called Victoria Bond. I was married to Luke Bond, and I had 2 little children, and I was a hairdresser. Now I'm no longer a hairdresser. That feels like it was like a whole lifetime ago. I know how to do it, but it's like it wasn't me. Oh yeah, men are like, what the fuck? Like, Luke was just like, wow, you've always been quirky. And I feel like this consciousness path is more aligned to my beliefs than your old beliefs, of heaven, hell, and purgatory. He was always like, I don't believe in that. I was like, how do you not believe in heaven, hell, and purgatory? Now I'm like, oh my God, you were like, I totally resonate with you now. So the third thing to do is ask, what is my unique gift? Because we all have superpowers, right? We have got this oversoul, we've got these soul streams, we've got a gift that we bring to the world, and we don't always necessarily know what that is. I didn't start literally connecting into my mediumship gifts until I was 33 years old. And I want to make mediumship the normal for you guys, because it's not what we usually think it is. My mantra is to deeply serve others while fully embodying the authentic goddess. Oh, I truly am. How delicious. Thank you for sharing. So be yourself is all you can be. And if you try to be someone else, you're diluted. Actually, you're not in integrity. You're not being authentic. You're definitely not being original or unique, right? Some people will come to me and go, Victoria, everyone's unique, everyone's special, so therefore I'm not special. And I'll spend some time doing one-to-one coaching, or they'll come into MM with me, or they'll come into my membership or whatever. And they will go through a giant metamorphosis where they actually, when we're comparing, when we're judging others, when we're expecting from others, we are literally cutting off our conscious awareness of self. Because we're all so unique, and every single one gets to bring their unique gifts to the table around the fire as we rise, like rise, sister, rise, with humans, and also with this feminine revolution that we're going through right now. The situation calls for you to be your authentic self. Didn't know that word was in there, which is the basis of your personal power. Yes, be the queen that I am. I see past lives. My uncle is Lord of Hades, and I can't even say that word. I know what it is, but I'm being dyslexic. I'd have to hear it. Okay. How is this feeling for you? Are you guys enjoying this? This is like my first YouTube live. So can you please give me some love? We have got celebrating over 10,000 subscribers right now. So if you're here, please come and say hello. This was actually on my agenda for tomorrow, but my afternoon opened up a little bit, and I thought this was so much fun than what I was actually going to do anyway. So here I am. I'm a splenic projector in human design. I'm a 3-5 splenic projector. I've got 2 children, both manifest generators. One's emotional, one is sacral, and my husband is an emotional generator. Do you know your human design? This is something that I thread through. Let's change the deck of cards. Actually, this one popped through. So what I do is I thread through human design in all my coaching. Why do I do this? Oh, I love you. Why do I do this? I do this because I don't believe in personality profiling, okay? Yes, it's something I've taught, like the disc, and we've got different personality profiles, but it was always so limiting, right? Even like I'm a Reiki master, I've done different modalities, yada, 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 but it was like, it's not the whole picture. And a personality profiling system determines on how you're feeling. Sometimes I'm in my summer energy, or my winter, or my autumn, or my spring. I'm like a different person in all energies, right? So why would I be this dominant? So I was 75% D in the disc, and like a little bit of S, a little bit of mother archetypes. I was dominant, a little bit of mother, and then a tiny bit of the other one, which was initiator. Honestly, sometimes I'm all mother. 5-1 projector, 4-1 generator, 2-4 reflector. Oh, you would be fun. So my son is a 2-4, and reflectors are completely open in their chart. No definition, no channels, no gates. Holy. So when I found human design, I literally just scrolled past it, okay? Someone had sent me my chart, and I was like, yeah, fucking right. I don't even know why you sent that to me, because you didn't explain it to me or tell me what it is. Maybe you felt this way too. I picked it up 2 years later. As a 3-5, I don't go in and I don't dive in and study everything. I look at things, I absorb it, I experience it, I teach it. Like, I don't go too deep. So I'm never going to tell people about their channels or the intricacies. I'm going to be like, this is your authority and your strategy. This is your energy. This is your centers. Yeah, like I'm real clean about it, right? Like you're not going to get that straight away. It's going to take you years to master that. Why do you need to know the other stuff? This is just the way that I roll. I'm a bit rip, shit, and bust. So I was like, human design, fuck that. Whatever. That's like astrology and all the houses. I'm always like, I don't know what that means. Someone just read for me and tell me. I'm from Norway. I could not sleep. It's my birthday today. 2-4 manifestor. At rock bottom of my life. Well, it's your birthday today, my love. Oh, happy birthday, Marita. Everyone give her the love. It's her birthday. 2-4 manifestor. That's, pretty. Is that what you said? Yeah, pretty gnarly. So, okay. Very powerful. Very powerful. So when it came back around, this human design, I was like, right. It's an embodiment. Human design is an embodiment. So I've done my teacher's training, and I use it for every single person that's in my life. Okay. So if you're my running friend, I know your human design. If you're my parents, I know your human design. My siblings, I know my human design. If you're my client, I know your human design. If you come into magnificent mediumship, I know your human design. Because it's the way that I talk to people. And there was this really missing gap in my life, right? Where you quite feel like you don't really fit in. I'm a projector. Like I get tired, like I get exhausted. Like going for a walk on the beach is my whole entire, like that's half of my day. Where for someone who's a generator or a manifest generator, it is just their warm up. It's just their break. It's their rest time. It's actually an event for me. So what I realized was I'm not broken. We're not broken. We're just being put into, this is the box you need to fit into. But so many of us don't fit into the box. Lucky you if you're like, this human experience is great. I love the 2 kids and 2.5 kids, the dog, the picket fence, the side hustle, the job, the husband, the sex. I love it all. The friendships. Some people are, especially the generators, some of them are lit and like, yeah, let's go. I'm like, I'm so freaking happy for you. But I'm just not like that. And most of my clients aren't. So they come to me with guilt and shame. They come to me with going, I need to know my gifts. I need to know what my gifts are. Let's take a nap. 1,000%. Yeah, like, let me know what your human design is. So like, I need to go have a nap. Like, that is my rest. I need to go for a walk on the beach. I need to go and have a cacao. I need to have a long lunch date. And this is my life. And we get to be paid for who we are and what we do. Naps are healing. Yes. Naps are so good. Yeah, I'm not like that. Exactly. People like my sister, who's a manager, she's like, please don't judge me for wanting to go for 3 walks a day, for staying busy, for catching up with people, for doing work. I need half an hour. Exactly. Why do we have to be put in a box? Because we've been put in a box because we have been programmed to be good little factory workers, good little soldiers, and to comply. Okay. And that's why the education system was created. I read that in a book the other day. I was like, holy shit. Okay. What's this card? The next part of what I'm teaching you in this little mini training here is, so we've talked about like, what was the first one? The first one, what do I actually know that no one's told me? You'll realize that it's not a lot, right? At the very beginning of your awakening. The second bit was, do I want to go and live a conscious life? Because it's not the easiest option. It's like being an entrepreneur. It's not the easiest option. It's so much easier to settle for average. Okay. Most people are in the middle of the market. Most people are average and they're not striving for like excellence. So I want an excellent marriage, an excellent strong body, an excellent relationship with my children, excellent friends, excellent job, excellent money, excellent media. I want excellence, which makes me have to get out of the swamp of average, which is uncomfortable because then judgment comes in, then of other people going, what are you doing and how are you doing that? Should you be paid for your gifts? So you've got to realize, do I want to be conscious? Because I'm going to have to look at my shadows. I may even need to get a coach to show me my blind spots. I'm going to have to maybe change my friendships and my relationships. I changed my friendships and I grew my relationship, with my husband. Been together since we were 17. But he wasn't going to hold me back. So I said to him in this step 2, I said, I'm going to grow and I want you to come. But I will let you go if I have to, because I'm choosing me. And that's the only way forward in consciousness. The third thing is finding out what is your gift. What is your gift in the world? It's usually the thing that you've been embarrassed about, or you've been hassled about, or teased about, or you've got shame around. I overtalk. I talk too much. I talk when I'm nervous. I can't la 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 la. Like I'm dumb. I can't read properly. Like these things were coming up, and then I realized this whole dyslexia, this whole ADHD thing, I'm sure I could be labeled if I went and got tested for everything, right? They are my greatest sources of power. You say I talk a lot? Let me channel the conversation. Let me channel the voice. I've got a defined throat in human design. I've also got a defined G center, which means I speak about my wisdom. And the other one I've got defined is my spleen. So I'm a very sensitive being. and I feel fear, my own fear, nobody else's fear. And I'm an empath and I take this on. There's all these different things. Mine is being too bubbly and dumb. So whatever you've been hassled for is because it doesn't fit into the box of a system and your superpowers within that. So you've got to figure out, like, what is my genius? Not what you wish your genius was, but what is your genius? And you do have clues. There's a lot of clues. And then the fourth one is, how do I get this out into the world? How do I make a difference? How do I serve the world? And this is what I'm doing today on YouTube. Okay. So how do I serve? I'm going to speak. I'm going to teach. I'm going to love. I'm going to open my heart. I'm going to drink my freaking cacao. And I'm going to go, hi, guys. I'm imperfect, but here I am sharing the wisdom. How's this feeling for you? Some people being, empathic. Oh, man. Like, so empathic. It's like debilitating. It's fucking me up. Well, that is the source of your greatest power. So how can you make it into a power instead of like a poverty, Okay. One of my coaches has herpes, and she thought her whole world was over until she realized it's her greatest power. So she created a podcast. She created a whole business. She's a multi-millionaire coach. Why? Because she actually said, I'm a shame slayer and I've got herpes and I'm not going to let this make me poor in any way, shape or form. So when I speak, I know that those who listen, their lives are going to change because there is a vortex. There is literally a codex within my speech. So what is your greatest power? Pop it in the chat box if you haven't already. Wishing well, unexpected gifts, kindness, karmic jewels. This card is so special because what we've just talked about right now is you have gifts. You have got literally these diagnoses are horseshit. I was diagnosed with infertility. I'm 22 pregnant and 53 tomorrow. Are you 22 weeks pregnant right now and you're 53? Tomorrow. Your birthday's tomorrow. Holy shit. Please let me know if I got that right because I can read backwards sometimes. Oh my God. Super friendly to strangers. Yeah, I've got a friend and every time we go for a run, we laugh about this because we're going for a run and I'm running and I've got this whole like resting bitch face on. And yeah, I'm so excited for you. Celebrating him. And my friend Jen will be like, hi, good morning, how are you? Across the road, the person's got the earbuds in and it's night. It's like dark because we're running first thing in the morning in the dark. And then we're walking down the street and we're in the middle of a deep conversation because all my conversations are all deep. She'll be like, hello, how are you? To every single person we meet. And she's a 6-2 generator, emotional generator. And I love these 6-2s because they are like, I'm a role model, so I'm going to act like a freaking role model. And I'm like, I'm going to try on a bit of Jen. So now I'm like, hi, how are you? To everyone I say, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? If they don't respond back, who cares? You just keep saying, hi, how are you? She doesn't get dismantled if somebody doesn't say hello back. She just keeps saying hello to people. This is her gift. She is a role model, right? One of my gifts, and we can see these in human design, is I completely fuck up. We just did an Instagram live before for a whole hour. It's disappeared. Part of me could go, oh my God, what a waste of time. I'm a projector. And the other one is, what if one person out of the 10 people that were on there on the live, what if their life changes today because of the conversation? Was it worth it? A smile is a gift. Being me, friendly and hearing people. Some people are good hearer. Yeah. They told me I was dying. Miracles happen too, right? So my friend Jen as well, her dad has meant to die like 7 to 9 times. Even this year, she was like, everyone pray for my dad, please, because he's got a 0% chance of living. He's still alive. So miracles are always happening. Okay. People just usually laugh at me and say, hi. Yeah. No, it's not, they're not laughing at you. They're like feeling like, oh, it's the energy. They're like, oh. So when I do light language the first time, people just go, do you guys want to hear light language? Do you want a light language healing? Put it in the chat box. Let me know. There's got a light language YouTube video coming out. So when I do light language, some people go, Like, or like the body doesn't know what to do because we've been so systemized to know what's appropriate. So when you're going, hi, how's it going? People are just like, hi, like, is she looking at me? I can guarantee you when they walk past you, they've got a smile, right? I don't think it's to shut you up. I think they're just like, you know what? This chick smiled at me and said hello and it made my day. I know it makes my day if somebody looks at me and smiles. I'm like, oh my God, I was just seen. Now, the other day I was walking somewhere and I went, hi, to this little girl and her mum, and the mum ignored me, and I felt like shit. I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I shouldn't have, like, my insecurities came in, you know, or when you just go, hey. Yeah, so okay, so the wishing well, unexpected gifts, kindness, and karmic jewels. Once you recognize, so this fourth one, how do I bring my gifts out to the world? Once you step through the threshold and realize that there's more, so this is stuff I do in my Amplify Mastermind. Like, how do I get rich? How do I expand? What do? I do this in MM as well. Like, what are your gifts? How are you going to bring them out to the world? They keep coming and coming and coming and coming. First of all, for me, it was entity clearing. Then it was light language. Then it was mediumship. I knew I had all these gifts. I didn't know how they were happening. And as if by magic, they just started dropping in because I'd made the commitment, step 2, the commitment of I'm choosing consciousness. And I won't stay small for you or you or you or you. My sisters thought I was crazy. Now they're both mediums. Funny that. It activated their gifts as well. We're all Reiki masters. We all do this full time for a job. Me and my biological sisters, my little sisters do this. One is a reader and the other one works with the body to integrate all the different multi-dimensions. It's totally crazy. Okay. Let me pull one more card and then I'll do a light language. Oh my God. Have you guys experienced light language? Is there anyone that hasn't experienced light language? Reiki Master and Closet Tarot Reader. That's hot, Carly. A Closet Tarot Reader. I've done tarot reading courses and none of it landed. Like I was like, is it my brain? So I'm real quick. I'm a single definition in human design. So I'm super fast, but I got my 3 sisters on board too. Oh my God. Do you guys follow me in my Awaken community with Victoria Bond on Facebook? Come over there as well, because I'd love to see you guys if you're not already. Yeah, we have this ripple effect of change in the world. And how many people, by activating our sisters, how many people, psychic mediumship just came out of the spiritual closet. I did not. I want to see light language. Oh, you don't do Facebook? Oh, that's good to know. That's really good to know. Yeah, cool. All right. So how many people are we affecting by doing that fourth one of coming out to the world with our gifts? No fucks given of what anyone's saying. If my mum watched this right now, she'd be going, I think she'd be having a brain fit. She'd be like, what are you doing? I didn't even know what a chakra was 7 years ago. I had no idea what a chakra was. You were the first person who gave me light language. Oh, beautiful. I think you received a personal one from me, didn't you? Okay, cool. Okay. How are we feeling? Who wants a light language? What's going on? Now, I've got to tell you, light language is extremely powerful. 32, my mediumship came on board. Interesting, right? And I was 33. I was probably 32, honestly, to be honest. I'm not that great with numbers. And I was pregnant with my son and had him at 33. So light language is a lot more powerful than we give it credit for. When I first started doing light language, I was like, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the comments. I have to look over here. When I first started doing light language, I was like, oh, this is jibber jabber. This is BS. This is just, I'm just making this shit up, right? But then after a couple of years, people would say to me, you just activated the light language in me. And I just thought it was this relaxing space that we did in meditation in my programs. I was like, yeah, it's nice, but what are they getting? Because I'm a real practical person. What are they getting? What is their brain telling them? And I've become more into my heart space with all my teachings now, rather than just giving information. The value is in the transformation, right? And it may not happen right here and here, but it may happen when you're in the bath after this live, or it may happen when you're in the garden tomorrow, or it may happen. Like transformation for me, there's no timeline on it, but I know that when I do light language, people's lives were changing. Even my coach at the time, Vanessa Howlick, she messaged me a couple of years ago and she said, "You're not going to believe this. I've done light language since I was 5." Oh, you need this today. It's so beautiful. So she messaged me. She goes, "Victoria, I knew light language was going to come through, but I've been in the bath listening to your light language and it just came through." She's been doing it ever since in all of her programs, everything. She's like, light language, codex, DNA. And I'm like, oh my God, it was like it's so cool to know. It was going to happen anyway, but by listening to mine, it unlocked something in the DNA, so she's able to bring it through. So the first thing is with light language, it's not just one way. So mine is vocal because vocal is my strength. But I've got clients that are not very vocal, and they found that hard with me being their coach, because they're like, holy shit, like, how am I supposed to do it? Because watching me, I'm very obviously vocal. But my client is like, I'm seeing the codes. So she's working on her client, right? And she's seeing the codes going into the body, which of course I saw and told her that was going to happen. And then it literally did. She's seen the codes on the curtain. So she's like, "Hey, Victoria," this was a few years ago, "I can see codes all over my curtains." And she's a very humble, kind of quiet person. I'm like, what? Other people, light language can come through with, I'm not doing it right now, I'm just showing you, but with the hands, like it's like, sometimes I was like doing this and I was like, what am I doing? Holy shit, it's codes, right? So it's like nearly like I'm writing it. Can come through in writing, which looks like kids scribbling half the time. Some people do really beautiful, like proper codes. Mine is like automatic code writing. Mine is vocal, and what happens for me is I can feel it land. Sometimes I've been on coaching calls and I'm just like writing like this and I'm like, what the hell? I can't stop while I've been listening to my coach, right? But yeah, usually it lands like this and I'm like, here it comes. And my vocals start disappearing. I'm like, oh, sorry guys, I can't talk anymore. The light language is coming through. And then I just start speaking it. So first of all, you got to realize you got to get out of your own ego. And I was in my ego going, oh yeah, whatever, this isn't that important because it's too fucking easy. When it comes through, it comes through. And you've got to go, hey, go to the corner of the room, Vic, and chill out there. Because sometimes the sounds that come out, and I've always been told I was a bad singer. I've always been told I was a bad singer. So I put myself into a pantomime and learned how to do some solos on stage, but anyway, when I was 23. But anyway, so that comes into my brain. I'm like, nope, you can't think. You get into the corner and whatever sounds you make is whatever sounds you make, because this is a codex coming through from a galactic lineage. Does that make sense to you guys? Did you get everything I just said? I'm talking super fast. That's why I like channeling, because channeling is so fast. Okay. All right. What should we do light language for today? Okay, so everybody's let's get into the next part of this, which is I want you to set an intention. So we've talked about the first half of the year. Okay, let's talk about the second half. So we know there's going to be a lot more community. I'm really looking to turn up my spiritual community, turn up my spiritual membership, and we come together weekly in communion. I'm really wanting to connect with like-minded beings in my, Awaken Community Victoria Bond here on YouTube, obviously, for those that don't do social media, like that's amazing. I'm wanting to commune with my family more. So we're not watching TV at the moment. We're playing Monopoly. Who am I? And it's so good. This is 40. And I'm really desiring to come together and for us to feel like we belong in community, even though we're so unique. We've got so many projectors and many-gens, and every single one of us has got a unique ability and a unique story and a gift. And all parts of us are welcome. We don't have to be perfect before we show up or before we choose something. It is within the growth that our perfection is. That's our perfection. It's within the growth. It's within the unsexy. That is perfect. We are perfect just as we are. So setting your intention, heart on hand or hand on heart. I'm just going to ask for the guides, angels, ancestors, and beings of the true white light to come through. To know that our power, our protection is within our power. So we root down, put our roots into the earth. You can do this if you want to. I'm just grounding myself because it's been a wild day. Yeah, my hair is tingling. So if you want to, you can pop this into the chat box so it can be witnessed. The more people that witness things, this is what I love about communicating in this type of space and in my other containers, is when we're communicating, when we're being seen, when we're being heard, it's becoming real, and we're from all around the world. So pop your intention down below, and also where are you from in the world, so we can just put our spidey radar everywhere. Okay. We definitely have the Christ consciousness here because I can see the Marys flowing on through the soul stream. So I'm going to invite you to drop your barriers and open your heart right now. And I'm going to a channel because I'm yawning. And I assure you I'm not tired. Kia makara bebekati bebekara babakara mebekati ana bebekara bebekara bebeti ama bebekara bebekara babakara mebekara babakara mebekara babakara mebekara babakara mebekara babakara ya mabekara bebeti bebekara 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 bebekara. So we're just working on the heart right now. So they're actually cleaning and clearing out the heart space. So you may want to put your shoulders back and put your heart up, or your hand on your heart. Sometimes we shut down the heart because it's a protection mechanism. You can see I'm struggling with my human words because the light language is coming through. It's really interesting. They're working really deeply on your heart now. I don't think I've ever done this way before, but it's definitely about your heart, because if you can thread and weave through your truth and your interactions with others and community and communion and tribe, anywhere that you're trying to stay away from tribe, lean into it, but know who you are and your power so you can bring your essence through as a contribution, because the more you contribute, the more you're creating in the collective reality. So we are just, it's like the sewing of the heart, the weaving of it. I yawn when I'm clearing, and I yawn when I'm channeling, especially light code. And you can actually, this is a great example that I'm actually using my hands now. I didn't even realize I was using my hands, okay? Now you may feel tired, or you might feel like this is funny or weird, or maybe you feel resistant, or maybe you feel giggly, or maybe you just want to speak it. If you want to speak it or move your body, do so as well. Okay, another verbal one's coming through in a minute. Oh, Marlene Cronin doesn't do this. She was the first one to tell me that I was doing light language, and she activated me. You don't see her yawning. Oh, they're like giving to your heart right now. Can you feel that? This is, oh, okay. The sealing process. Oh. There's some really powerful humans right now on this live, and also tapping into the energy of those on a replay. Okay, we're just going to set all of this, okay? I need some cacao. Let's just settle all of this. You can also tell with my eyes, if it gets too intense for me, because I'm going into different dimensions, I close my eyes. But quite often if I'm looking at the screen, I can't see anything. I'm just like, you can tell my eyes drop down. And then as soon as I come out of this channel, I'll be like snapped out of it and I'll be like a normal human being. But right now I'm just like, oh, it feels like I'm in a warm bath. That's what light language feels like for me. When I surrender to it, I'm like, oh, and quite often I'll go have a hot shower because I like the feeling of light language. I have really long showers. When I was a little girl, I had a shower in my sleep because I love showers so much. Did you guys ever sleepwalk? I'm curious. We're just settling this right now. We're just settling your body. So if you're going to bed right now, maybe it's the middle of your day. If you're in New Zealand and Australia, okay, so now I've got some air coming up. It's like burping, and this is just the regulating. It's a regulating space. And don't ask me why I'm doing these certain moves. I don't even know the moves I'm doing. And half the time, I'm not even going to actually remember what I've said or done on these channels because I am being the medium between the different dimensions and I'm also the portal clearer. So this is stuff we do more of in MM in the spiritual communities as well. Right, so if you want to be in any of those spaces, let me know. You don't need to be on Facebook to be on them because we have lives every week. Okay, let's just bring this energy through, settling it down. If you're just jumping on, we've just done light language activation. I'm coming back into my body now. Can you see that? Okay, oh my goodness, I didn't know we were going to be doing a live today. I didn't know that we were going to be doing a light language. I had no idea this was going to happen today. Okay, open your heart to the right people. Beautiful. Oh, I love that so much. Yes. Yes. And that's the thing, when I first started this business, I'd have people saying your punctuation is wrong and, you know, you can't spell for shit. That's what we say here in New Zealand. Yeah, I don't know if I jerk. I think every now and then I jerk, but that's interesting that you jerk. I have a lot of clients that do jerking when they channel. Yeah, and I had a lot of people that, because I had judgment of myself for not being very good at reading and writing and stuff, not as good as other people, something I certainly didn't do practicing at, that's for sure. I did a lot of talking, not a lot of reading. And I get all this from closing my eyes. I get a lot of panda eyes as well. I realize that now I'm in my essence and in my genius. I don't get that so much, like at all, because people, just like you say, like open your heart to the right people and people receive the magic that I give them. Don't tell me what I should be doing. So I find it really fascinating. You know, as a 3/5, I'm kind of messy. I'm kind of like throw spaghetti at the wall, do a spontaneous live with no direction, but just to channel and see what happens. And mediumship is a space where we need to be in our artistic expression and creativity of who we are. So let's close off with another. Actually, I didn't pull this card here. Okay. So today we have had, of course, the Healing Waters from Rebecca Campbell. She is a New Zealander. She lives in the UK. I mean, she's not a New Zealander. I take that back. She's Australian, but everyone thinks I'm Australian anyway, so it doesn't matter. She's from Australia, but lives in the UK. How are you guys feeling? Let me know. You're going to need some integration space and time. And if you are on a replay or you want to watch this again, you can do so. Oh, that's so cool, Kelly. And I would love to know, what is the thing that's kind of dropped in for you? Because like I said, I kind of undervalued light language. And then I realized that it's so powerful. I have people that will do my light language meditations every day and just keep growing and growing and expanding and activating because there's a codex in them. So this is the last card. I pulled this before. Pregnancy, and we all know what this is about, you know. In my program Reborn, which we just completed round 2 of, it's all about rebirthing. So pregnancy doesn't necessarily mean you're going to fall pregnant, but what are you birthing? And I know I'm birthing some really big things right now, some really incredible creations and artistic expressions of myself to bring to the world. And like I said, what I've brought for you guys. Yeah, I know, pregnancy, that's for you. So you may be pregnant with a baby, or maybe you're birthing something else for the world. Whatever resonates with you personally, anybody, right? So a birth of a child brings great blessings to you in the world. So if those words resonate with you, if you're not pregnant, then maybe it's about you bringing your own essence, your artistic expression to the world. Remember the things that we talked about. What do you believe that you haven't been told? Are you ready to jump into consciousness and actually see your gaps and do the work? What is your unique gift? And then how do you bring it to the world? They're the 4 things. My art just got accepted into a museum. What? 2 babies. What do you mean? Are you pregnant with 2 babies? What is happening? There's a beauty about a woman. What is so beautiful about it is that we are creators. We birth life. Not only children, like you don't have to have a baby or a child to, like, I know a lot of people that don't have children, and it doesn't make them any less worthy. Like, they're still creators, they're still women. We're still so powerful. Twins! What is even happening? Oh my God, I'm so happy for you. What is happening? Okay, thank you so much for being here on this live stream with me. This is my first, I'm like a virgin at live streams. You may have checked out my YouTube videos in the past. If you're here, I'm presuming that you have because you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm presuming you are. If you like any of my videos and you think somebody is going to benefit, then send it to them. If you are on Facebook, come and see me on the Awaken community of Victoria Bond. It's a private group. It is for females only. I do talk a lot about yonis and creation and sisterhood. Your very first light language experience, dearie. I'm so happy for you. Yay. Oh my God, I can't wait to see you guys over on Facebook. I've got something really cool coming up. So hopefully you are on my email list for those of you not on Facebook, because you're going to want to be there. It's an event coming. I can't tell you anything yet because it's still in the creations. I also have Magnificent Mediumship round 12 beginning September the 19th on my 41st birthday. It's a 12-week experience, and I wasn't really going to tell anyone this, but I'm recreating the whole fucking program because so much has evolved for me in the last 3 years. I'm rebuilding the whole program. It's totally crazy. And the other thing is we have got it at pre-sale price right now, which means you get 20% off the early bird. Like, totally insane. So you can go check that out. Maybe we could put in the link, but so Awaken with victoriabond.com. If you go check that out, you get, if you use MM20, you get 20% off the early bird. This is insane. So the price next round is going to be 4444. Right now we've got it at early bird at 2777, and you get 20% off that. Plus you get to come into my membership for free. If you pay in full, you get a session with me. I'm like giving right now. It's never going to be this price again. I promise you that. And it is going to be so insane. I'm doing this on my birthday because it's my favorite program in the world. So pre-sale is on now. It's only on for like another week or so, and then we're going to early bird. So it's going to be amazing. If you have any questions, let me know. We can jump on a call if you want to see if you're a fit. So yeah, go on to Awaken with victoriabond.com, or you can come on, you can DM me if you want to know more info, and my team will get you a link to jump on a call, or you can go pay in full or pay on a payment plan and still get the 20% off and pay off over a year. So if you're like, I'm a bit tight on the money right now, Victoria, no problems. We've got you covered because you can pay monthly for a whole year with the pre-sale of 20% off. Totally crazy. have a one-to-one with me if you pay in full, and get to come in the spiritual community, the spiritual membership, where you get lives, 6 lives a month. So you get to actually be playing with me in lives where I'll be able to know your name and hot seat coach you and all the things. I've had so much fun. We're nearly at an hour. Oh my God, I'm so grateful people showed up. I was going to do this with or without you here. It's so much better with you here. Say goodbye to me. Blessings. Namaste. And I will catch up with you guys soon. Lots of love. And now I've got to figure out how to end this because I actually don't know. Bye. Yes, come and do the course. It's going to be amazing. Bye, guys.